Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I had a comment on my video for my social media strategy asking me if I could show the modified version of the blueprint that I discussed. I'm actually going to do that in this video, but I'm going to start from scratch, and instead of using a spreadsheet to do all of this, I am going to create the content automatically using ChatGPT as I create the post so that it's unique every single day. This should also shorten the number of operations we use, which is something to be conscious of in Make.com, because that's what you're paying for. When you use Make.com, you're paying for the operations and the number of operations you use. So without further ado, let me jump on in and you'll see what we come up with. All right, so to start, we are going to start with a OpenAI ChatGPT module. We are going to create a completion prompt rather than messaging an assistant. We are going to do this, do a chat completion. The model we're going to use 3.5 Turbo. You can use whichever model you like. 3.5 Turbo is still the cheapest and fastest model to use, and it's a very capable model for us to be using in ChatGPT for simple items like this that we are trying to accomplish. Put in your max tokens of 0 because we don't want to have a limit. I always like to return items in a different factor. I like to have them formatted in JSON when I come out, but for this, we are just going to have the response as text. Reason being, as I mentioned earlier, that will cut down the number of operators we need because we will not need to parse our JSON if we just use text. So, other items to look at, your temperature. This is going to be more creative the higher it is. The lower it is, it's going to be more well-defined. And so the same thing kind of goes with your top P. 0.1 means only the tokens in the top 10% probability mass are considered. The default is 1. I always leave this at 1. And I always leave the number of responses at 1 so that I only get 1 response. But my temperature, depending on how creative we want to be, since this is a social media post, I think we're going to want it to be very creative, so I'll leave it at 1. But in most instances, if I'm trying to generate content for a business or for something specific, I usually keep this number around 0.4 to 0.6, just so that my responses come back a little more direct towards what I'm trying to accomplish as opposed to something more broad. So I'm going to put in here now what our message is going to be. So we're going to do a role. The role that we're going to use right now is a let's use an assistant, just so we can put this in here. And let's just come up with this as we go. I'm doing this on the fly with you guys, so it's going to be completely from scratch. So right here, you are an assistant that generates content for social media posts. Each post you generate should be unique and intriguing. I don't even know how to spell intriguing. I think that's correct. String that will generate likes and follows. You will be given a list of criteria to create your content around. Please make sure to output SEO friendly content that will get picked up by the social media platforms algorithm and promoted. Okay, so we got an assistant. Now we're going to add a message. Well, here's going to be user. For our user, let's put in I want you to come up with a motivational saying that isn't something already quoted from someone famous and it isn't plagiarized. I want unique statements that encourage folks to focus on themselves, their personal growth, which will inspire them to do great things with their. Okay. So very basic right here. Let's go ahead and let's run this one and see what it comes back with so we can see what the output is. Let's see what it gives us. It gives us something cool. Embrace your journey of growth and self-discovery. Every step you take brings you closer to the extraordinary person you are destined to become. Don't underestimate the power of your own potential. The path to greatness lies within you. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's run it again, see if it gives us something different. Okay. Embrace the power of your own growth. Water your own garden so that you can bloom beautifully and inspire others. So these are beautiful, right? So these are a little bit longer. I am just going to do this for one social media account right now. And I'm probably going to do this for LinkedIn just because I think the majority of folks that I chat with on here have been using the automations on LinkedIn more so than Twitter or some of the other platforms. You know, we can use this for Instagram too. I mean, these longer posts are okay. The only time we have a longer post, and this may still be under the 140 characters, I'm not quite sure, but Twitter obviously only supports a certain number. Otherwise, the post doesn't go through. But since we are doing this for a visual inspirational quote using our API template.io, then it's not really going to apply to Twitter anyway. So these look good. Let's run it one more time just to see how different the next one is. All right. Embrace the journey, nurture your growth, and watch yourself bloom to the greatness you're always meant to be. Hold the power to create a life that excites and inspires you every day. Seize the moment and let your potential shine bright. Okay, these are great. These are some great quotes. So each day it's going to create something random. So you're not even going to have a spreadsheet. You're not going to have to go in and change. You're not going to worry about it duplicating what it did before. You know, even if it's similar to what it did before, it's going to be quite different as well. So now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to use OpenAI as well. I'm going to come in here now and I am going to generate an image. Okay. The model I'm going to use is DALL-E 3. The prompt I'm going to use is generate a photo representing the following message. Okay, there. I'm going to go. I'm just going to use that right now just to see what it gives us, but I'm also going to include advanced. I'm probably going to use. I like to use widescreen most of the time, but you know, especially for LinkedIn. But if we're going to use this on Instagram, we might want to use the 1024. Let's use 1024 by 1024 just for this one. Quality, we're going to say high quality, vivid. Let's do natural. Response format, URL. Okay. So now let's run the scenario. Let's see what kind of image comes back. So first, our message is going to be embrace your own journey of growth and self-discovery. The transformation you seek begins within. Nurture yourself with positivity and watch the greatness within you shine. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what kind of image we've got here. We should have a URL. Let's give us this. Copy. And let's open this. Paste and go. Okay, that's a fairly good image for this, right? So this actually fits fairly well into what we are trying to accomplish here. So the next thing I want to do, I want to go to API template.io and I want to create a new template. Okay, so my new template, let's see. These ones I don't know if I've used, so I'm going to delete one. Okay, delete this one. Okay, and I want to go a new image template. Okay. This new template we are going to call, let's call it YouTube tutorial. Okay, so YouTube tutorial, we are going to do this. What do we do? 1080 by 1080. Yep, perfect. So let's look through their list, see if there's anything that we like. I really kind of like the one with the yeah, let's do this one because this one's fun. Okay, create. Okay, now we're going to go in. We are going to edit this image. Okay. You know what? I'm not even going to. The only thing I'm going to change on this is I think I'm going to get rid of this area just so we don't have that. But I think all of this, instead of Twitter name, I'm just going to use the Instagram name profile, the Instagram picture, or LinkedIn, wherever we want to get the picture from, whatever. But we can pretty much leave this as is. That other piece I thought just took up space and looked bad. But what you can do now is you can actually go over here to sort of zapiermake.com N8N, and these give us our variables. So now it's going to be pretty simple for us to put this stuff in. So if we go back over to our automation, we're going to come in here. We're going to go in and find our API template.io. We are going to create an image. Okay, I've got to make sure I select the right account. This is a different account that I have with them. So I'm going to click this account. We're going to use our key value pairs on here. Template ID we want to use is going to be the YouTube. If it shows it, yes. Tutorial. Okay, we're going to add the key. Oh, so we're going to come back over here. We're going to select our background image source, right? So we're going to go key there. Back here, put our key. The value is going to be our data, the response that we had here. That way we have our dynamic image as the background. Okay, the other thing that we're going to want to add, we're going to go back over here. We're going to check the text. So text quote. This is going to be our value is going to be our here. Okay. Next thing we're going to want is that other image, circle profile image. Here, key. I use my LinkedIn picture, copy image address. Come back in here, put that. Obviously, if we wanted to pull this from a database, we could set all this up in Airtable. We had all this information to pull from. If you're managing a group, or if you want to, in fact, maybe I'll do a video on this later, show you guys how to build out a full social media platform where you can have an agency managing multiple users' social media accounts. But this is, just kind of an easy walkthrough on how to do it this way. Okay, the next item we want to add is we want to come in here. We want to go with the other text. So the name right there, text name. This one is going to be ants. Okay, the next one is going to be your, let's see, text Twitter is what it's listed as. We're going to come in here, we're going to put that in, and I'm going to use my 42. Okay. And then remember, we need to add, and I don't know if it shows in here or not. There was the delay that we needed to add. Make sure it works. It doesn't show in here. So I'm going to save this the way it is right now. I'm going to try to run it, but I'm sure it's going to, you know what? Pretty sure it's just. Try that. Save it. Let's run. And let's see what this comes out as. So it should come back with our LinkedIn picture as the profile picture. It should come back with our name. It should come back with our Instagram username. And it should come back with our quote that it's quoting, which is going to be today, choose to invest in yourself, blah, blah, blah. It's got pictures. That looks good. That looks really good. So let's see what this comes out looking like. Okay, we've got a URL. We've got the PNG URL. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Paste. There we go. So today, choose to invest in yourself. What are your potential self-care? Beautiful. That looks really good, except we still got this on the bottom, so maybe I forgot to save that. And so there's our image that was created through OpenAI. So if we come in here and we take a look, we go in here and we look at our data, we should be able to go in and click on this. It should be the exact same image. Nope. Copy. Delete this guy. Paste and go. Yep. And so what we did, it did the overlay for us, which looks good. Let's go back in here. Let's go back to our image editor. Is there a save button? Let's see. Yeah, there's a save button right there. It's probably what I did. I probably didn't hit save. I have a feeling if we run it now, we're not going to get that that little Twitter piece, which is good. That's what we want. So this is going to be a little bit different. Your journey to greatness. See, this is a lot longer, so let's see how this one looks. So this was our original. Okay. Wait till this one's done. Take a look. And this one should look similar to the last one, have a different background, have the different saying, but also have, let's see, let's take a look at what this image background is going to look like. Image background is going to be that. That's unique, okay. And let's see what we got here. And we're going to go like this. Copy. Go here. Paste. Open. There we go. Your journey to greatness begins with the belief in your own potential. Embrace your growth challenges. Challenge your limits and watch yourself shine brighter each day. You are the artist of your own masterpiece. Paint your story with courage, resilience, and self-love. Embrace your journey and believe in your potential. You are your masterpiece. Okay, so the one thing I've noticed about these that I don't really like is I don't like the quotes around it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my my scenario here. When I go back into my scenario here, I'm actually going to add a spot here. I'm going to go, let's see, text parser. I'm going to replace, put this in here. I'm going to put the pattern that I want is going to be the quotation mark. The new value is going to be empty string. And the text that we are going to search is going to be our result. Okay. Okay, so now, instead of using our result, we're going to use our text. Now let's save that. Auto line, save again, and let's run it again. And let's see if we can get rid of those quotation marks. And as long as we can get rid of those quotation marks, then the only step we have to do after this is post it to our social media platform and then determine how often we want this to be scheduled and whatnot. Usually this looks like a daily schedule, so that's kind of how I would run this. Okay, let's copy this. Go back here, paste and go. There we go. There we go, no quotes. Today, make yourself the main priority. Focus on your growth by your well-being and your dreams. By nurturing yourself, and you'll inspire greatness in all that you do. Self-empowerment, personal growth, inspiration. So this looks very difficult to read. So we might want to go back into our template. We might want to make our background on this less translucent. Let's see. So if we go here, our rectangle container. And go back. Nope, that's the main one. This one. We have it opacity. Seems like it's, where are we at? Here we go. Text quote path. Oh, that looks right. Our rectangle container. That has it high, but it's still very opaque. I don't know why it's not better than that. With a gray stroke, fill. That's what we want. We're looking at that for sure. Add a shadow. Well, let me go higher than 1. I don't know why it's... I mean, the other option here is we can actually create our own rectangle. So let's come on in. Let's go like this. Do the same thing. Why is it getting big? Oh, there we go. Okay. And then on this one, we can do the same thing. Go move down container. Okay. Then we'll do the same thing, except we will lower our 5.7. Let's do more. I think 7 before. Okay. Stroke. All that's there. Okay. If we get rid of that container, let's delete now actually. Let's add this instead. And this one more now. Now let's save this since we didn't save it the last time. And remember, the reason we're doing this is because we had this so light last time. So now let's run it again and see if it's darker. Which it should be, since we were able to make the changes that we weren't able to make prior. Okay, let's take a look. Now that our scenario has ran, there we go. So even with a lighter background, we're able to do this. Now we can go in and we can make some other changes too if we want to make other changes. So what I am going to go do now, I think that everything looks good on my API template IO side. I'm going to close this out, close this out, close this out. I'm going to come back in here now, and I'm going to actually update some of this for my photo here. So results, make sure to not include any text or writing in your photo. Okay. That way we don't have gibberish coming in the photo. I'm gonna run it again. Take a look and see what this one's got. So now it should avoid all that weird stuff that it was showing before. In that last image we had a bunch of words that weren't real words. So this should alleviate that problem. Take a look at our image and see while we're waiting for the API.io response. Copy. Go here, paste and go. Okay, there's no words in that one. This looks very joyous, doesn't it? Yeah, let's go into here. Let's look at our output here. Copy. Okay. There we go. Oh, we still have a quote in there. It should be removing. Oh, and I know why it's not too. Now that I think about it, the reason it's not is because we are changing it so that it save this. Let's run again. Yeah, so what happens here in the text parser is if you only have it do the first one, if you don't have those boxes checked properly, it'll only locate and make it change the first one. If you have it on multi-line and let it go through the entire text itself, then it'll make sure that it does not include those quotes on either side. So our next one should look proper without having the quotation marks in it. So we're going to copy it again and go in, paste and go. There we go. No quotes. Good to go. Another thing we can do if we wanted to, we could have it generate, no hashtags, generate hashtags separately, so that we can change those change the output of those in the API template.io. So if you add another field, you can make those a bold field. If you think this is good right now and you know how to add your social media account, go ahead and stop the video. You don't need to continue for the rest. But I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to actually split this up so that it does have the hashtags separately so that they can be bolded at the bottom of my message. And then if you have, then I'll add the social media account after that. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it. But if you're going to stick around for the rest of the part, let's continue now. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to come in, and my output I had is based off my assistant. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to say, see, I'm going to promoted. Do not include hashtags in your response. Okay. Simple enough, right? So now we're going to have the response there. We're not going to have our hashtags. Should be good to go. And I'm going to go back into my API template.io. Okay. Log back in since I closed it. Thinking I was done, even though I wasn't. Got to show you guys everything so you know how to do this properly, right? So now when I come in here, I'm going to actually add, let's see, take our rectangle, make it larger. Oh, I don't remove it. There we go. And then I'm going to add more text. This text is going to go down here. Going to be this side. You're going to let's see, what kind of font do we want for our hashtags? Doesn't even really matter, really. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. I'm going to do general. This is going to be hashtags. Okay. Text. Okay. Okay. Clear's fine. Or don't want it to be that big. We just want it to look different, right? Okay. Back, let's move this over so it matches where the rest of our statement is. Okay, 46 looks. The alignment is going to be bottom, center, bottom. Origin Y. Oh. Small uppercase. Auto fit text. Relative to our rectangle one. Head. Enter. All right, so now we're going to put this in. So this we're just going to say tags in our template. Okay. And let's see. I want to go through and yeah, I think this will probably work. Anything else we want to change? I want it to be bold. No shot. Save. Okay. Saving it. Now we're going to come in here. We're going to see what our hashtag quote is going to be, which I think we had it right here. Hashtag text. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to add another one. It's going to be called hashtag text. We are going to put this right now. The filler, so I can save this. But now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to add one more step. I'm going to take over this completion. Bam. My completion. It doesn't really matter. Okay, add my message. Role user. Please generate 3 hashtags relevant to the following. Here, instead of text, here we're going to go. Now let's see what it does. And we could do this all in one, and we could have it return the output in JSON. And I guess we'd probably use about the same number of operators, because instead of having 2 ChatGPT operators, we'd have a ChatGPT operator doing it all, and then a JSON operator doing the parsing. So, I mean, it's up to your preference on how you'd like to do that. But let's take a look and let's see what it actually outputted. Make sure it gave us 3 perfectly. Let's take a gander at this now. Copy. Hit over here. Paste. Go. There we go. So, I think it looks pretty good that way. You know, if we wanted to make it smaller, keep them all on the same line, we could do that too. But that's not bad either. So let's go back in. Let's make a few modifications. I do think it is large. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to change the font size. I'm going to go down to maybe a 34. And I am going to move it up a hair because I do think that it needs to be up higher. So our offset on our Y needs to be direction minus 20. Minus 40. Okay. Okay, now let's save this. Let's try running it again. And hopefully this will give us the output that we want. And if it does, then we'll go ahead and we will add our social media accounts that we want this posted to. And then we will also go ahead and update how often we want to run the scenario and activate it. There we go. Like it's building it out. Make sure our hashtags look good. Yep, we got 3 good hashtags. Okay. 3 and paste and go. There we go. That looks a lot better. We still have a lot of space between these two. If we want to, we can lower this down more. We can create more space so that it looks a little bit better. We can have it just come out and actually be a part of that line if we want. But I really kind of like the way this looks. Yeah, so I'm going to stick with this. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to add whatever social media accounts. If I'm going to add more than one, I'm going to use a flow control and a router. So I can go to multiple social media accounts. If I just want to submit this to one social media account, I can do that as well. But let's do this on Instagram first. Create a photo post. Make sure I pick the right account. I want to do this on my Instagram account. No, I don't want to do it on that one. I'm going to do it on my personal Instagram account. Okay. Page. Yes. going to be my go to URL, going to be here. Caption, if you want to say anything, you can have it say something. So, and this is kind of what I was talking about in the last one. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to delete this right now. We'll add this later. Or module, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do another chat GPT. I'm going to do a create a completion. Prompt completion again. Oh, yeah. Let's do a chat completion. Because what I want to do is I want to come in here, do 3, 5 again. That roll. And have it say, you write social media daily to growth. Going into your to a social media account. You need to write a brief sentence to about statement food or instructions in response. And then the user message is going to be the statement itself, which is going to be text 0 text response. Oh, hit a wrong button there. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do that. Now watch what happens when we run it. We're going to run everything. And now it's going to give us our image. It's going to give us our saying that goes with our image. And our last chat GPT module should give us kind of a 1 or 2 sentence feelings about, hey, you know, this is what this makes me feel, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll add the social media accounts to post it. So, and we could do this, you know, we should probably move this before our router, which I'll do after this runs. That way we don't do it multiple times. You know, if you're going to post to different networks, it makes me feel empowered and motivated to take charge of my own growth and pursue my mental confidence and determination. Perfect. So I'm actually going to remove this, delete module, move this one here. Now we do my router. Okay, where's my router? Is going to be under my tool, flow control, router. Okay, now we're going to do our Instagram again. We're going to create a photo post, which is like the right accounts. Personal Instagram page. Vance, TJ Vance, photo URL is going to be this URL. In fact, we'll just use actually one because it's big. And because okay, caption is going to be this. Okay, okay. Next one we're going to do is going to be in. Okay, we're going to create an image post. Yep, generate. Nope, no, we're not going to use this. We don't want the chat GPT. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to have to do, funny how some of these do this and some of them don't. We're going to add this. We're going to add a HTTP module. Okay, get a file. URL is going to be this URL. Okay. Now we're going to add LinkedIn. Bam. Image post. Now we're going to use this one. The title of our post. We don't need any. Our content is going to be this result. Public main feed. No. Okay. Okay. Now we can save this. You can set this for every day at 4 o'clock a.m. Now, I don't really want to post this to LinkedIn right now just because I have other things going on LinkedIn, so I'm going to unlink that. Just an example, but I'm going to go ahead and post it to my Instagram so we can take a look at that and you can see how this works. While that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Instagram. Okay, look at my profile. My last post was one of my quotes that I used this morning, 8 hours ago. But when this updates, should have my new one. Okay. Then we come back in. Let's reset. There we go. There you go. Today is your opportunity to grow into the person you've always wanted to be. Take a step towards your dreams, which believe in your potential, and watch yourself bloom into greatness. This statement makes me feel hopeful and motivated to work towards my goals. It reminds me that I have the power to transform myself and achieve my dreams through belief and positive action. There we go. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I love all the growth that I've seen so far on the channel just in the last 2 weeks that I've been putting these videos out. Please let me know what other scenarios you'd like to see. I hope this helped answer the question that was brought up by the comment about walking through how to do this. So this is another way to do things, but I think in a future video, I'm actually going to walk through how to build out a full social media agency for different users leveraging make.com and Airtable, because this Airtable is a very robust database functionality that allows us to do specific things like this in multiple different ways. So please like, subscribe, and share, and hope to see you in the next one.